Hi guys, Tim again with Real Southern Exposure. Welcome to another episode. Planning on cutting up today is some really old cedar. The cedar I got up here on the deck right now, I don't really know where it came from. The guy who ended up bringing it up here and dumped it off, he had these logs laying in his yard for about a year and a half almost. So he wants me to get some lumber out of it. I have no doubt it's probably going to have some exceptional looking stuff on the inside of it. The log we got up here on the bunks right now, that thing's about 13 inches by 15 inches. And it's got a substantial chunk of it that was completely chopped out of it. Probably from whenever the tree fell, it kind of blew out a little bit. And then this right here, you can tell that this right here is a butt where the saw cut was made, and there's the bird mouth. There's a lot of butt swell in this one right here. This one right here is going to be a little bit more tricky. The top end up there is egg shaped as well. It's about 13 inches by 15 inches. So we're going to see what we can get out of it. We're just going to cut straight one-bys and we'll edge them down to whatever width we can get out of it. So I think it's going to be some really nice looking stuff. So do me a favor, kick back, relax, grab yourself a glass of sweet tea, take in a little more Real Southern Exposure. Let's do it. The cooling media we'll be using is diesel fuel. The blade we'll be using today is a Wood-Mizer double hard Turbo 7 042 blade. This blade has been resharpened by Wood-Mizer 2 times and resharpened by Cook's Saw Manufacturing in Newton, Alabama 2 times. So let's see how good it works. My favorite wood to cut, one of them is, it's a toss-up between this and tulip poplar. But this red cedar has amazing character in it. And there really isn't that many knots whenever it comes down to cedar, because cedar usually is a knot-heavy wood. So let me show you what we got so far. I mean, look at the colors in that. That's amazing. A little bit of bark intrusion, which is pretty much normal for cedar. A lot of little knots and stuff. Look at all the differences in color between the sapwood and the heart. Some beautiful stuff. A lot of you guys might look at this and say, well, that's a pretty bad gouge from that blade. And you would be right, but what happened was that stub sticking out ended up, the blade hit it. And whenever it hit it, the head started jumping. And that's what that is. That stub was sticking out a little too far. And what's pretty much standard with Eastern Red Cedar is dry rot. Usually the sapwood ends up getting a lot of dry rot in it, and cedar itself, whenever it starts to die, it will die from the center, and you'll start getting a lot of dry rot in there. But I think that's some pretty good looking stuff. We got rain popping off every now and then. We got lightning popping every now and then. We got thunder. We got the works. So let me go ahead and I think we'll flip this over, get it to a 6-inch cant, and start chopping some boards out of it. And the rest of it we'll end up throwing them on the edger. Let's do it. Alright, let me show you guys exactly what we ended up getting. Out of these two logs, we still got to run the edger. But take a look at some of this wood right here. These are 1x8s done on that second log, the one with the big butt swell. Take a look at these. Man, that looks beautiful right there. Not that many knots in it for cedar. That's quite nice. You can see right here it started to develop that internal rot, which is pretty much a signature for red cedar. You can see it carries on. You got a little bit of it right over there too. But other than that, it looks really nice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to stack these off, fire up the edger, and we're going to edge these flitches off and get them stacked off. We'll probably be ready to band that up. Fellers, as you can see, we're done, and it's getting dark outside. Out of them two logs, we ended up walking away with one 12-inch, 16 8-inch, 10 6-inch, and 2 4-inch, all 8 foot or better. So not too bad of a yield, especially out of cedar and out of egg-shaped cedar at that. Some beautiful stuff, not a whole lot of knots in it, which is really odd for cedar because cedar usually has a lot of knots, and it's not graded negatively based off of the more knots it has. So the impact of it would be the dry rot in the center of the wood, which we got a couple boards that got some of that on it, but it's not really that bad. So with that said, I hope this video has been educational. I hope you liked it. If you would, please go ahead and hit that like, subscribe if you ain't already, and share this video with a friend. We do appreciate it. So I hope to see you on the next video, and God bless.